Mostly I'm looking forward to this edition of Roland Garros. The fans coming back.
It is jam-packed, hundreds of thousands of people.
On Roland Garros, I'm really looking forward to the whole atmosphere because I just love the tournament.
Iga Swiatek keeps on rolling.
Kasatkina's comeback continues.
What a strong finish from Tsitsipas.
Classic Medvedev.
I always like playing in France. Great atmosphere, especially in Roland Garros. There is something special.
I go far in this tournament. It would mean a lot to me. It's a dream come true for me.
Fortune favors the bold. Rublev wraps it up on his 4th match point.
Going deep in the tournament has been my goal from the beginning of the season. Obviously, I'm one of many players that want to get our hands on that trophy.
Welcome to Tennis Channel's coverage of Roland Garros, presented by Raymond James. To study abroad is to experience the world as your classroom. And over the past 2 decades, American men have learned the agony of defeat in Paris. But the women are handing out lessons on the terre battue, hoping to rewrite history at Roland Garros and send 4 players to the Final 8 for the first time in 20 years. Madison Keys and Jessie Pegula both in action today, plus the world #1, Iga Swiatek, looks to continue her incredible streak, while Stefanos Tsitsipas and Jannik Sinner both try to return to the quarterfinals as we wrap up the Sweet 16 in Paris. Thanks for spending part of your holiday weekend with us as we honor and remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice on this Memorial Day. Back on our DraftKings desk, Steve Weissman, Chanda Rubin, and Jon Wertheim. A lot to see today on this Monday in Paris, including Iga Swiatek, trying to get her 32nd, Chanda, straight win today. Can she be stopped?
Well, here in Paris, it's seeming more and more unlikely when you consider the way she's handled her early round opponents. She didn't really get pushed, but that last match that she had against Kovanic, we saw a few cracks in Iga Swiatek, and maybe that had more to do with her mindset, her growing expectations for herself. Saw her get a little frustrated, but I think that actually was more of a challenging match than what she may face today. She plays a big hitter, and I think that type of game could give Swiatek some trouble, but I don't know that her young opponent, more inexperienced opponent, is going to be able to do it consistently. You've got to hit big, you've got to hit consistently big, and I think Iga Swiatek right now is just handling all of that beautifully on this surface.
Keep going with that. I won't ask you for names, but what kind of a game is going to beat her?
Well, we saw, I mean, the last loss that she had was against a big hitter in Ostapenko, and I think that type of player that maybe can hit Swiatek off the court, that can go toe-to-toe with her in rallies, has to be doing it consistently. And sometimes Ostapenko can be incredibly consistent, and then sometimes she can go off. That would be the challenge for any player with that kind of game.
Yeah, we shall see. 32 wins in a row. That would tie the 3rd longest streak since 2000. Justine Henin did that. John, we also have a couple of Scandinavian stars, some youngsters on the men's side.
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s, we had a 14-year window where Scandinavians won 9 titles here. Those 2 were Bjorn Borg and Mats Wilander, and since then, Scandinavia has not won a title. That could change, though. We have 2 young stars. Miss Lady, I'm here to help with that Rune-Ruud dilemma. Casper Ruud is the 8th seed of Norway. He plays today and has had a very nice year. And then Holger Rune, 19 years old. You thought Alcaraz was the only 19-year-old rolling through. Not so. Holger Rune of Denmark has not dropped a set. He plays Tsitsipas today in what could be the upset.
They're both making history. Rune would be the first Danish man to make the quarterfinals in Roland Garros history. It would be amazing. We shall see. Our coverage on Tennis Channel TC Plus is already underway. Valley Sports coverage begins at 7 a.m. Eastern. And when we come back, Ted Robinson and Hall of Famer Martina Navratilova have the call as Day 9 in Paris gets underway.
All right, we've turned the corner into week 2 at Roland Garros. And today, the last spots of the quarterfinals will be claimed. And in Longland, they're getting set to go here with a women's round of 16 that will determine a quarterfinal berth. Daria Kasatkina against Kamila Georgi. And so here we go. Bump right in. Ted Robinson, Martina Navratilova.